Hey, what's good, y'all? Top of the morning, man. Yeah, I want to touch on this topic real quick. It's a little touchy, little controversial to some. You know what I'm saying? But it needs to be addressed. You know, when it comes to religion, you know what I'm saying, and people's beliefs and all that, it's a lot of delusions of grandeur, man, and it's sad because I've never seen so many people dedicate their life to something that they know little to nothing about. They won't even read, bro. And to me, that's fucking insane. Like, your life, as far as you know it, you only get one. You know what I'm saying? As far as we know, I mean, we can believe or think or assume what we want, that maybe we come back, maybe, you know, reincarnation. But as far as we know, you only get one life. And you're going to dedicate all of that to something you only know a fraction about, or you take at face value what someone told you about it instead of reading it for yourself. Let me tell you something, man. People talk about heaven and hell and all of this type of shit, don't want to take accountability for the things that we're responsible for. Saving lives, stopping babies from getting raped, preventing murders, preventing crime, preventing all of that shit is up to us. If listen, man, if God saved and all of that type of crap, like people said, people wouldn't die all the time. Babies wouldn't die all the time. They wouldn't get raped. They wouldn't be molested. They wouldn't be dismembered and all of this sick shit that happened to these babies and shit. That happens because it's up to us to protect them. We're the physical beings here. That's delusional. That want to blame everything on Satan. This being. You know what I'm saying? That this entity that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? When it's bad, it's Satan. When everything is good, it's the other entity. It's God, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when you say ask and you shall receive, when you know what I'm saying, you say all of this stuff, and you always got to keep, for the rest of your life, you got to get up and you got to go to work to make ends meet. They intertwine money with religion. That makes it evil already. You can't intertwine money with something, because at the end of the day, everything is focused on money. You won't get the things that you need religiously. You know what I'm saying? Being a person of a specific religion, if money's involved, if people need to be paid, you can't even get the surgery that you need. You could be a Christian. If you ain't got the money, it's not going to matter. Get in the comment section and tell me I'm lying. So, people think, Jesus coming back. Oh, Jesus coming back. You know that my grandmother, she died in 2015 in a car accident. She was 73. When I used to speak to my grandmother, when she was in her late 60s and stuff like that, we had little conversations and things of that nature. She told me that they've been saying that shit since she was a child. She was born in 1943. 41, I'm sorry. She said that they had been saying that since she was a child about Jesus coming back and it being the last days. They're saying the same thing now. This is a fact. So I'm just saying, from her saying it, she's the only person I know that was that old that actually voiced that. So it's safe to say that around or about 80 years that I know of, that I've heard from a person that was around or about that age, has confirmed that they have been speaking about it being the last days for almost the past 80 some years. And I'm pretty sure it was even before that. What do you think? I have a question for y'all. What do you think that slaves thought? The ones that were getting, the men who were getting castrated, beat to death, or halfway, get to watch their wives being raped and things of that nature. This is the last days. If this is the last days, what do you think those poor people thought? Get in the comment section. With your selfish asses, your delusional asses, get in here. You telling me you've experienced shit like that? You've experienced watching, as a woman, you've experienced watching your woman get buck broke by a slave master, sticking objects up his anus and raping the guy to weaken him? Huh? To make him more easy to deal with, you know, so he won't buck up against shit and won't try to run from the plantation no more and all of that type of stuff. You've experienced that? As a man, you've experienced watching a slave master slit your wife's pregnant belly open and watching the fetus of your child fall to the ground and having the slave master stomp the fetus of your child. You've seen that? To break you? You've seen shit like that? You've experienced shit like that? Get in the comment section. Huh? The last days? Oh yeah? Let me tell you something. If any of that religious shit was true, do you know what that would mean? That would mean, let me say this. What if the rapture already came? What if this was Satan's 1,000-year reign? And what if we are just the descendants of those who missed it? I'm going to say that again. What if the rapture already came? What if this was Satan's 1,000-year reign? And what if we are just the descendants of those who missed it? Now, you talk about the Bible, it talks about the rapture, and it also speaks of people being left behind. Do you read? Do you read it? Have you read it? I have. The non-Christian has read it. That's why the non-Christian doesn't believe in that shit. Because I've read it. The only way that any of that shit would make sense is if the rapture already came and we missed it and we're here. We're going through all of this shit. We got to see all of this murder. It seems like it's devil's land. Because God has forsaken this place and let Satan do what he gonna do for 1,000 years till God comes back. Oh yeah, this is the time of the mark of the beast and blah, blah, blah. And if you receive it, beheadings and things of that nature, all of that shit that's in the book of Revelations. Yeah. We would be living in that right now if any of that was true. Because you'd have to do away with God protects and all of that shit, because you can clearly see that God ain't protecting and God is just allowing shit to happen. So you got to ask yourself, why would God be allowing shit to happen if any of that shit would be true? If it was true, God took his hand off of everything because he already done came back and got the people that he was going to take. And the only way you're going to have a chance of getting into heaven is if you don't receive the mark of the beast. See? Because you got to come back a second time after the 1,000 years is over. See, and 1,000 years to us isn't 1,000 years in religious terms or as far as the entity is concerned. You know what I'm saying? A person can be unconscious or out of their physical body in a place we call death for 100 years. If they were to come back in another physical body, it wouldn't seem like 100 years to them, because time is different when you're no longer living. It's not equated the same way as the living views time. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too deep into it with y'all, but it's just something to think about. Just something to put on your mind for today. Something for you to ask your pastor, or somebody that you would consider religious. Ask your pastor, why all this evil shit happen if God's supposed to be protecting everybody? Why? Why do bad things happen to innocent children, babies? Why? I'll tell you why. I don't know what the hell they're going to tell you, but I'll tell you why it happens. Because it's up to us to protect our babies. Your baby run out in the middle of the street. Are you going to pray to God that he swoops down and holds your baby up, suspended in the air, so that car don't hit your child? Or are you physically going to run out there and risk yourself getting hit to save your child? You know the answer to it. You know what you're going to do. You're going to go save your child. you can go try to, and if you one of the ones that's literally gonna sit your ignorant ass up there and pray, and you see how fast that car coming, and your child is, oh man, you are a special one. I'm gonna just say that you're blessed, all right, just in a different way. The delusions of grandeur is an understatement when it comes to that type of shit, man. You feel me? I mean, it comes a time in life we gotta grow up, man. We gotta grow up. We gotta take accountability. I know it's hard. I know people don't want to do it, but it's up to you to pay your bills. If you don't got your bills, you ain't gonna have no place to stay. Don't matter what you believe in. Don't matter what you believe in. You need money. They've intertwined money with religion. That's why it's flawed. That's why it's flawed. God don't need money. I keep telling y'all. God don't buy hookers. God don't go out to the club. God ain't infatuated with sports cars or none of that shit. You get me? Come on, man. Listen. Come into the light, man. It's dark over there. I'm trying to tell you. Come into the light of common sense and logical reasoning. All right? I'm telling you, man, it'll make you won't be so devastated when bad things happen. You know what I mean? You'd understand it a little better. Do some reading, man. Do some reading. It'll help you out. You know what I'm saying? It'll broaden your horizon, at the end of the day. Black Dr. Phil, I'm out, man.